The diner lights flickered softly in the late evening haze, the kind of golden glow that made the world outside look colder than it really was. The air smelled of coffee, motor oil, and rain-soaked asphalt. It was almost closing time when the door creaked open and a shadow stepped inside. Heavy boots, leather vest, tattoos, creeping up muscular arms, and eyes that looked like they had seen too many long roads and too few gentle moments. Mary glanced up from behind the counter, wiping her hands on her pink apron. She had been working double shifts for the past week, trying to make enough to cover her son's hospital bill. Her smile flickered automatically, the kind you learn to wear when you're tired but still holding on to a bit of hope. The biker sat at the far end of the counter, his presence quiet but heavy. She poured him coffee, the steam rising like ghostly whispers between them. He said nothing for a long time, just stared into the black surface of his cup. When he finally spoke, his voice was gravelly, rough from the road and the years. "Rough night?" he asked. She forced a small laugh, you could say that. If you believe in kindness and second chances and in the quiet goodness still left in this world, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this story with someone who might need a reminder that good hearts still exist out there. The rain started again outside, soft at first, then harder, tapping on the diner windows like fingertips begging to be let in. Mary refilled his cup and turned to count the register. There wasn't much money. There never was. Her tips barely made it through the week. Her son, Danny, was only 8, a bright little boy who once loved to build toy motorcycles and dream of riding with the wind like his late father. But now, Danny was in a hospital bed, fighting a rare bone condition that stole his strength day by day. Mary didn't like talking about her life. The pain was private, tucked away behind polite smiles and careful small talk. But something about the stranger's silence made her want to speak. Maybe it was his scars, or the tired kindness in his eyes when she brought him his pie. Maybe it was because he looked like someone who understood loss. The biker's name was Hank. He was part of a club, Iron Saints, the kind of motorcycle brotherhood most people cross the street to avoid. But Hank wasn't like the image people had of bikers. There was something deeper behind his rough face, a kind of sadness that came from having seen too much hurt. As he finished his meal, he placed a few bills on the counter, more than enough to cover the cost, and stood to leave. Mary gathered the cash, trying to hide her exhaustion. But then, in a sudden moment of impulse, she reached into her apron pocket and pulled out a small photo. It was creased, edges worn soft from years of being held. "Wait," she said, sliding the photo toward him along with his change. "That's my son, Danny." Her voice trembled slightly, though she tried to smile. "He loves motorcycles. He says when he gets better, he's gonna build one just like yours." Hank paused, his hand hovering over the picture. The image showed a little boy with bright eyes and a hospital wristband, holding a small toy bike. Hank swallowed hard, looking down at the photo, then up at her. He didn't say a word. He just nodded once, a slow, heavy nod, and tucked the photo into his vest pocket before walking out into the rain. That night, Mary thought she'd never see him again. Just another stranger passing through. But she was wrong. The next morning, as the sun struggled to break through the clouds, the distant rumble of engines filled the air. It started faint, like thunder rolling over the hills, then grew louder until the entire street outside the diner trembled with it. Mary stepped to the window, confused. Outside, a line of motorcycles stretched as far as she could see, black leather, chrome glinting in the daylight, and patches that read Iron Saints. Hank was in front, his head slightly bowed, his expression unreadable. He parked his bike and walked in, followed by at least 20 others. The diner fell silent. Every eye turned toward them. But Hank's gaze went straight to Mary. He reached into his vest and placed the same photo gently on the counter. "Danny's your boy, right?" he said. She nodded, her voice caught in her throat. "We had a talk last night. The club heard about him. We've made a vow." Mary blinked, unsure what he meant. Hank continued, his voice steady. "No child fights alone. Not while we've got engines and hearts still running." And with that, the Iron Saints began something that would change her life forever. Over the next few weeks, they organized charity rides, long lines of roaring bikes through the small towns and highway. They called it Rides for Danny. They gathered donations at every stop, selling shirts, patches, and baked goods made by their families. People who once crossed the street to avoid them now waved as they rode by. The club, once branded as outlaws, became heroes on two wheels. Mary couldn't believe what she was seeing. Every evening, one of the bikers would stop by the diner to update her how much they'd raised, how many more riders had joined, how far they were planning to go. The amount grew each day, hundreds, then thousands, enough to pay for Danny's treatment. For the first time in months, Mary cried tears of relief. Not from exhaustion, not from despair, but from gratitude. Danny's condition started to improve slowly. He smiled again, laughed again. The hospital room that once smelled like antiseptic now echoed with the sound of little engines as Hank brought him small motorcycle models every visit. The bond between the boy and the bikers became something sacred. They didn't see him as a charity case. He was one of them now. They even gave him a small leather vest with a custom patch that said Iron Saint Jr. But the most beautiful moment came the day Danny was finally strong enough to leave the hospital. The doctors said his recovery was a miracle. Mary knew it wasn't just medicine, it was love, hope, and the strength of strangers who refused to stay strangers. That morning, when they brought Danny home, the entire Iron Saints Club was waiting outside. Dozens of bikes lined the street, engines roaring in celebration. Hank lifted Danny onto his bike for a short ride around the block, slow, gentle, but full of pride. The little boy's laughter echoed through the neighborhood, louder than the engines themselves. Mary stood on the curb, tears streaming down her face, her hands trembling. The same man she'd once seen as intimidating had become her guardian angel on wheels. Hank stopped the bike in front of her, helped Danny down, and placed something in her hand, the same creased photo she had given him weeks ago, now laminated and framed. "You gave me this when I didn't know what to do with my life," he said softly. "That picture reminded me that there's still something worth fighting for. You reminded me that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just keeps going." Mary could barely speak. She hugged him tightly, the leather of his vest rough against her cheek, but it felt like home. Months passed. The rides continued, not just for Danny now, but for other children too. The Iron Saints had turned their vow into a mission to help every kid they could. They fixed bikes, raised money, and rebuilt their reputation one act of kindness at a time. Danny grew stronger, and though his body still carried scars, his spirit was unstoppable. He often visited the diner after school, helping his mom serve coffee to the same riders who had once saved his life. The booth in the corner became their spot, a reminder of where hope began. One night, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Mary looked out the window and saw the familiar glint of headlights in the distance. The rumble of engines once again filled the air, steady and strong. Hank and the boys had just returned from another charity run. They parked their bikes, tired but smiling. Hank walked in, placed a few bills on the counter like always, and gave Mary a knowing look. This time, she didn't slide a photo toward him. She slid something else, a drawing Danny had made. It was a picture of a motorcycle flying through the clouds, with a little boy and a bearded biker riding together. On the bottom, Danny had written in shaky handwriting, "Thank you for giving my mom back her smile." Hank stared at it for a long moment, his tough expression breaking into something softer, something only the heart can understand. He nodded again, eyes misty. "Tell him we'll always ride for him," he whispered. And with that, the engines roared once more into the night, carrying not just bikers, but brothers bound by something far greater than steel or speed. Mary stood at the doorway of the diner, the neon light flickering above, watching until the last headlight disappeared into the dark. She smiled through her tears, whispering to herself, "There's still good left in this world." If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that kindness can come from the most unexpected places, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps keep stories like this alive and spreading hope where it's needed most. Before you go, tell me in the comments, what's the kindest thing a stranger has ever done for you? Because sometimes one act of compassion can change an entire life, just like it did for Mary and Danny.